Amy Stack. I am the regional tech trainer for the Mid-American region. So if you're unfamiliar, that's all of Illinois, part of Indiana, and part of Wisconsin. I've been with KW for 8 years. I was with another brokerage for 5 years before that. And I love talking about marketing and prospecting and how to actually build your business. So we've been doing a series of classes this year all about different ways you can touch your database and stay in front of them. So we felt that this went right into that. Angie Albertson is my guest. I'm going to have her introduce herself in a minute here, but she's been using the system we're going to talk about for quite a while now, and both of us have been getting questions about it. So we thought, why not teach a class? If you if you didn't see in Eventbrite, this company doesn't quite serve the entire MAR region at this point in time, but they're always adding locations for places to do that. So I will put in the chat where they currently have service areas for you. But we are happy to have everybody on the call to have you learn more and see what you can do with your business. I am a realtor, I'm an investor, and I'm a labs advisor. So if you've ever had the inclination to kind of test out new products for KW and give feedback on what we have and like add to the wish list, if that's something that's interesting to you, that's what we do as lab advisors. So I'd be happy to send you an application. We're always looking for more people to help with that process as well. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Miss Angie, and she can tell you a little bit about herself as well.
Hello, I am Angie Albertson. I am in the Geneva Market Center. I've been with Keller Williams for 6 years. I've been a solo agent for the majority of the time. I started on a team. I'm also an investor. We have an investment property. I'm also a CASA GAL for the county I live in. That's a volunteer position. I'm also on their advisory panel. I'm a wife of almost 19 years we celebrated. I have 2 human babies and 2 dogs. My kids are in high school now, and I love to travel. So that's about me.
Well, and you're a capping agent. Oh, I see more people popping in the room here. So Angie's been a capper for a while. She's been a solo agent. She's been on team. So she's also been an admin. So she's done lots of different things, and she knows what takes a lot of extra work and what runs smoothly. So I thought she'd be a great person to bring on the call today. And as promised, I'm about to drop in the chat where this company offers these services right now, so you can see if your area is listed there. So what I would love to talk about before we dig into this a little more is the fact that if you aren't aware of this statistic, this is a NAR statistic. About 70 to 80% of people say they would work with their realtor again. However, only about 18% actually do. That is a huge discrepancy. And the big part of it, as you can see on the left, is because 75% of our business is lost due to a lack of follow-up. We're simply just not staying in front of them. We're not telling them that we're still in the business. We're not making it easy for them to reach out to us when they need something. And we're not staying top of mind with them. So we want to make sure that we are staying top of mind and we own that mind share. And to do that, we need to provide value and be consistent. So some of you have been in some of my classes before, and these common things will come up when we're talking about touching your clients. One is that you have to have value. 2 is that you have to be consistent, because value without consistency is anonymous, and consistency without value is annoying. Right? We don't care about all the things that come into our inbox or texts that we get that are just advertising asking for other things. There's no value there. So even though Old Navy emails me like every single day, I'm just deleting it, right? Because there's no value there to me. However, if I'm giving you something of value, but I only do it once a year or sporadically, I probably won't remember who you are or who sent the email or the postcard or whatever the method was. So you have to have the 2 in tandem. You need to provide value and be consistent to really be able to stay top of mind and keep the mind share of your clients. because people in general can only recall 2 to 3 brands at any given time for a specific product easily without having to go run and look it up. Now, we want you this some examples of that could be like Pepsi and Coke. Those are the big soda brands, right? Xerox is the big copy machine. People say Google. They don't say go to Yahoo or go to Bing, right? They say I'm going to go Google it. So we want you to be that of the real estate industry. So staying in front of your people regularly, so consistently, with giving them items of value, something that they will want to hang on to, something that they perceive is fun and exciting or informational that they care about. So that's where, oh, my keyboard did something weird on my end. 1 second. Let's see here. You guys still see my screen?
Yes.
All right. We ready? We have the laws of the database. So we need to make sure that we're building our database. That's where it all starts. You have to have everybody in the same spot so that you know who you're communicating with. So sometimes we think we're being consistent, but maybe there's 500 people in our database and there's 700 people in our phone. So we're missing 200 people with our consistency because we're not following up with the people that aren't in the database. So you got to build it. You got to have them in the database. Then you need to make sure that you're feeding it daily. So these are the rules. These are the laws right out of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, the MREA. So build it, feed it daily, which means you're growing it so that you can grow your business. Touch it in a systematic way, which we talked about a little bit. And then you need to service all leads that come your way. So when somebody comes to you with a referral or for themselves, you need to make sure you're giving them a high quality service so that they continue to tell other people about you. And I think that you can figure out from this slide exactly which one we're going to be focusing on today. Anybody got a guess? Feel free to come off mute or put it in the chat. Where are we focusing today?
Touch.
That's right. I like, Melissa, that you picked that up, that my touch was a different color. Made it a little easier, right? So we will be talking about touch it in a systematic way. Enter. Come on. My computer froze. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're doing another one. All right, enter Lolo. Woo! Yay! Fun curtain call there. All right, so what is Lolo? Has anybody here heard of Lolo gifts before? Go ahead and put in the chat, yes or no. Have you heard of Lolo gifts?
Were they the ones at Mega Camp as a vendor?
They may have been at Mega Camp. I'm just curious where we are, if anybody has heard, like, how much we know about them. I see lots of no's in the chat so far. If they were at Mega Camp, they haven't been on stage. Kathy heard about it yesterday because she was in one of my classes yesterday. Yay!
There was someone in the vendor part, but I don't remember if it was them or not.
It's entirely possible that they were there because they do service a lot of states. All right, so it looks like most people are new to Lolo, so this is great. What it is, it's a company that has put together a system to partner with local businesses to give some sort of product from that business to your clients on your behalf monthly, with very limited things that you have to do to make the system run. You can pick who you want it to go to. You can change the people each month if you want. You can send it to the same people every month. You can say, run it this month, but not the next month. So you have all the ability to do that, but it's meaningful automation to help you stay top of mind and nurture for people for years with a touch that supports those local businesses.
And LOLO stands for Local Supporting Locals.
That's right. That's where the name came from.
I don't know if you said that. So
I didn't. That was a great point in there because I'm sure people are like, what the heck? What does that even mean? So I love that they support local businesses. So we'll dig into some examples of what they do as well. Like I said, this will help you stay top of mind. It helps grow your business. Angie's going to talk about some specifics about how it's affected her. And then it helps support local businesses because Lolo does reach out to them to get in front of your people. So it gets your clients into the doors of local businesses. And then it's also giving your client some sort of gift, like a free scoop of ice cream as an example, but then they have to go to the ice cream shop to get that. So it gets them some more exposure. And it doesn't cost the local businesses anything except whatever item it is that they're giving. They don't have to pay to be part of this program. So we're going to talk a little bit about Nurture Who You Know. This program can be used for all kinds of different reasons. The most frequent way I see it being used is for nurturing people like either in a farm or like VIPs. So 66% of sellers find their agents through existing relationships, meaning it's a referral. So Angie has a client, that client has a friend, that friend is referring Angie to the client is referring Angie to the friend because they know, like, and trust her. So it's more effective to focus on people within your network, meaning you will have a higher conversion rate if you pour into your sphere than if you're going somewhere to get leads that are cold leads that you don't necessarily know. So online leads, leads from advertisements, purchasing leads, anything like that, you'll have a higher conversion off of your sphere than those. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do those other things. Just know that it will take more work to get them to the closing table, basically. So Angie, her business specifically, she gets 80% of her business from her sphere, referrals, and then past clients. So people that she's in front of all the time, and this is a part of her system. Did I miss anything on that, Ange?
No, I just wanted to say, like, I know in Keller Williams, one of the things is kind of figure out your pillars and where your business comes from. And when I started on a team, my Rainmaker, that was how she got her business. So I learned from her, and literally all of my, oh, hang on a second, I got a call from Ed. All of my, like the majority of my business does come from my sphere referrals, and now I'm getting repeat clients now. So I kind of lump those all together, but yeah, it's what I use mostly in my business. That's where most of my business comes from.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of agents have their database that they're working purposefully, and this is just a nice way to add to it. Some people have really big databases and want to kind of segment a part of it to maybe like your VIPs, because this does cost money to do, and maybe you don't want to send it to every single person in like a 10,000 person database. However, if you only have, 50 people that you're reaching out to regularly, that's a lot more affordable. So we'll talk about how that works as well. So some of the things about Lolo, like Angie said, it stands for Locals Helping Locals. But that team curates the gifts for you in the area that you choose every month, and you can have multiple areas because we know that your clients, live in different towns and areas. The average value of the gift that goes to the client is somewhere between $8 and $12. But there's no discounts or coupons. It's not like you have to spend $50 to get $10 off. It's not like that. It's always a free thing that they get. So it's not asking anything of them except going to the place and redeeming the gift, which is also a very nice piece of this program, I think. I wouldn't want to get a coupon every month that makes me go spend money if I don't have money to spend, right?
And I do want to say there is an option for you. You can go to the next slide. There is an option because you can see here, these are some of the gift examples, and you can see one of them is beer for two. And I'm pretty sure there's an option that you can opt out of anything that contains alcohol as a gift.
You can.
That you don't want to include in your gift.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great call out because not everybody drinks, obviously. So you can choose to opt that out as one of your options or your suggested gift items. So we have a couple examples here, and these are from all over. You can see San Diego, we've got in Indiana, Georgia, Sacramento. And then we did pull some. So like Angie mentioned earlier, she is in Geneva. So these are ones that are more specific to her area. Oh, they're a little blurry. Sorry about that. But these are all places that she has had gifts come in from for her specific location. So again, it's something that they can have tangible, like a free coffee. You'll see a little story Angie has about this Country Village Meats a little later. They had some fun giveaways there. But you can see it varies. It's not like the same thing every single month, which is nice because people might have different tastes and preferences on what they want to take up your offer on. I mentioned a little bit of this earlier, but it is a flat fee per gift. So we're just going to get into a little bit of the details on how the program specifically works. So you would pay per gift that you send, and then Lolo pays the vendors in full for any gifts that are redeemed during the campaign. So as people redeem them, you're not on the hook for that cost. You just pay the one-time fee per person. And then it doesn't cost that local business anything. And it gets them advertising even if the item is not redeemed. So I like that part about it as well.
So one of the questions that I had when I first started this campaign is kind of what's the catch? Because I'm not paying that $8 to $10 per gift for my clients. I'm paying a lower fee. So Lolo's, when there's a redemption, they pay the difference to that vendor for the gift that they redeem. So the businesses still get the full amount of what the gift value is. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody in this situation, because Lolo is kind of banking on not everybody redeeming the gift. So that's kind of one of the things I thought about when I was thinking about starting this program. So just something I wanted to bring up there.
Yeah, that's a great point, because you're right. Then the local business isn't out anything. You're not paying an extra cost. And the way Lolo does cover that is you would be paying that flat fee per person per month. And chances are, if you send it to 100 people, not all 100 people are going to redeem it. So the difference covers that amount that goes back to the local vendor. So they've never come back and like said, hey, we need to charge you more money or anything like that. And even if your people aren't necessarily redeeming it, it's still a great touch from you, because we'll go over what that looks like, but they get multiple touches and reminders about it as well, which is great.
Yep.
And then how it works as far as what you need to do to get it going and set it up is, of course, you need to upload the contacts that you want to be part of the program. And then each month you get the opportunity to prep them. So a week before the gift goes out, you actually get a reminder email to review your people and see if there's anything you want to change. So you can add or remove contacts. And then you can also switch the areas. So if somebody moved from one, like Angie's in the like Fox Valley area, and I'm in like the Lombard Glen Ellen area. So if somebody moved from Fox Valley to Lombard and Angie helped them with that and she knows that, then she can move their area in Lolo as well.
And some of the times I have clients that are kind of between two areas. And so when I get the email that says prep your contacts, that's where I'm going to go in and upload anybody new. If I want to remove somebody, I do that. And then I also use tags, which we'll talk about that in a second. But then when the gift is ready for delivery, I can kind of see that's when you get an email from Lolo that kind of says, okay, in 2 days, your gift is going to send out. Here's the list of, I probably have, let's say 8 areas that I have clients in. So if I know somebody's in between 2 areas and I see they might like this gift over here better, I can easily move them to that bucket for that gift, because they're all different. Sometimes there's a location in 2 areas. So sometimes we'll have ice cream in this area and an ice cream in this area, but a lot of the times they're all different. So if somebody's in between and I know, hey, I think they might like a beer at this brewery versus wings at this restaurant, you can kind of switch them around in between.
That's a great point, especially if you know their preferences, right?
Yeah. So like you upload the contacts a week before your gift is ready for review is when you can prep all your contacts. And then 2 days before the gift is ready to go out, that's when you can go in and you can personalize the message. So Lolo will automatically have curated a message for you, and we'll show you some examples in a few minutes, but that'll give you an opportunity to make any changes. So going back a second, you can go to the next slide. When you want to prep your contacts for, importing them into the Lolo like dashboard, I am a very big proponent of I have so many tags in my database, and I do a very similar system to this where they're color coded. So you have to think about who are you going to target in your database. I primarily target my VIP clients that have bought or sold or referred me. Those are the primary people that I'm targeting, that I'm sending these Lolo gifts to. So I would highly suggest, if you don't already have your database tagged, go back and do that. But if you decide that you want to do the Lolo program, you can tag them low in your database to help filter out people and move people around easier. And
Yeah,
I think you can use that QR code to get this list, right, Amy?
yes, yeah. If you scan that QR code, it'll bring these suggestions up for you, and you can save that on your phone or in your Google Drive or something, wherever is easiest for you. And I would love to hear, for those of you that are using tags, what are some of your favorite ones? Feel free to come off mute or put it in the chat. I'm going to put some of mine in there. Anything coming in? There, I put some in mine. So I have my couple of neighborhoods tagged around me with their letters so I can quickly identify them for local farming purposes. I put VIP in the chat, and then hyper local. So I do have my database tagged because I have people that are out of state. So I have out of state, I have hyper local, and then the ones that are in between I don't have tagged with a specific location. But something like this, you can actually, if you have people out of state, as long as Lolo has an area that, like, their service area is where your client is, you could still gift them things for their out of state area too.
Yeah. I use buyer seller tags with the year. So if they bought with me in 2025, I'll say buyer 2025. So that way, if I'm trying to target people that maybe bought at a higher interest rate or something, or like if I want to add them, all the people that bought or sold with me this year to the Lolo campaign, I would search by that tag.
Well, yeah, that's a good one, especially if you want to keep following up.
Or if somebody referred me business, I treat my referral people really well.
Yeah, because you want to reward that behavior, right?
Yep. So we're going to talk a little bit about, go in a little bit more detail about how this works. So you'll get an email about a week before the gift goes out to review in your Lolo dashboard, to kind of review the contacts you have in there, add anybody new, remove any inactive people, or adjust. So this is an example of the email I got. So it says your next gift will be available soon. And these are some of the areas that I have people in, so you can kind of see what is going to be going out. So this actually was one I just got this week or last week. So this was available on the 10th. So you can see, like, I have people in Algonquin, and you can see I have 2 people assigned there. You can see how many people are in each area and what the gift would be. So this is where you would go in and you would update your dashboard. They have a pretty cool dashboard. They've updated a little bit, but it's a very cool dashboard. We'll kind of go into a little bit more of that. So you're going to prep your contacts, and then you're going to get an email. Your next email is going to be, your gift is ready for delivery. So you can go to the next slide. So this is where you can go in and you can personalize the message that's already there. They do kind of create like a generic message about the local business, and then you can go in and personalize it. So let's say, for instance, it's an ice cream shop that my kids and I like to go to, and we have a favorite flavor. I would go in and update that. But if you forget or you don't have time, they already have something ready for you. So it's kind of like a plug and play. So you've already got the email that the gift is ready for delivery. So you have 2 days to update the message, or if you want to skip sending the gift that month, because these go out monthly. They have monthly gifts curated each month. So there's no contract. You can skip as many months as you want in a row. You just have to remember to go into the dashboard and skip that month. So you have 2 days from once they say the gift is ready to go in and skip that. There's times where I haven't intended to send it out, and I've sent it out on accident, because my goal is I usually try to do this once a quarter. So 4 times a year, I am gifting my clients, because another thing is, once they get this gift, they have 2 months to redeem the gift. So if you're doing it every month and they start overlapping, and I just use this in my 36 touch program, I use this as a quarterly touch for my sphere. There are some months, like I said, if I forget to skip it, then I kind of adjust, but my goal is ideally to do this 4 times a year. So this is showing here, you can make your message more personal at the bottom. You can adjust, and you can also adjust the list too. If you're like, oh, hey, I just got a new referral from so-and-so, you can still manually add that person in at this point to get the gift.
Yeah, and I know some people that will do it every month, but they'll send it to a different group each month. So maybe they have a bigger database, and like we went on this previous slide, Angie showed you all the different areas she has people in. So let's say there's some agents that have like a lot of people in Algonquin, Downers, and Fox Valley, and it's pretty evenly divided. They'll still do it quarterly, like Angie said, but they'll do it quarterly to Algonquin and then turn Algonquin off and do it quarterly to Downers and then turn that off and do it to Fox Valley. So that way they rotate through and don't incur that whole cost all at one time. It's a little bit more evenly spread out. And yet, you also don't have to change anything if you don't want to. It's all set up. So if you want to send something out every single month to people and you don't want to have to change the people or the areas, you can leave it like that as well.
I keep mine simple, so I just do the same list each time, 4 times a year is my goal.
Yeah.
So this is what the dashboard, part of what the dashboard looks like. This is where you can skip the gift. So if I were going to skip the gift this month, I would just hit the red garbage can on each area. If you wanted to edit the gift, you would hit that little green pencil, and that's where you would modify the message that gets sent out. You upload like a headshot in there, so it has your photo in there. But again, just note that when you have the message saying that your gift is ready, you have 2 days to either modify or edit or skip the gift.
And so then once you go ahead. I was going to say, once you have an idea of who you're sending it to and what you want your cadence to be, we're going to talk about like what else you can do other than that gift being a touch, how you can really take this to the next level, because you can, so as Angie said, you select who's part of it. Lolo's going to send that gift out. They get delivered. And of course, your clients are going to be like, "Ooh, this is exciting." And then the business gets the gift gets redeemed at the business and the business gets paid, so you're helping support that local business. But you can also see who's engaged, and we're going to give you other ideas on what you can do around this to take it to the next level. So again, it can run exactly as it is without you touching anything additional, but Angie's really taken it to the next level, so she's going to show you how you can do that as well.
So one of the things I love about Lolo is that I can set it up and I don't necessarily have to do anything extra. So this just gives you a highlight of the automatic touch points that Lolo sends on your behalf. So when you send the gift, the recipients get a text and an email from you letting them know you sent them a local gift. Now, note that it doesn't come from your phone number, and we'll talk about that in a second. They'll get another reminder email if they haven't opened it or interacted with the email after 10 days. So it just sends them like a nice friendly reminder that, hey, Angie sent you this gift. Then they get 14 days before the gift expires. Now keep in mind, this lasts for 60 days. So 2 weeks before the gift expires, it reminds them that they haven't redeemed their gift. Now I can't recall if they get a text message also, but I know you get an email. And then you get a final reminder 3 days before the campaign ends, if they haven't redeemed it yet, that it's expiring. So those are a lot of touch points that I just plug and play, and I don't have to worry about connecting with my sphere necessarily, because Lolo is doing it for me. Even if they don't redeem the gift, it's about the touch. So those are the automatic touch points. And then on the next slide, we're going to talk about a couple other additional touch points. So Lolo handles the automation of the things I just talked about. So when I first sent this out, immediately one of my contacts said, hey, I just got this gift from you. Is it spam or is it really from you? Because they didn't know this was the first time I was sending it out and it doesn't come from my phone number. So that prompted me like, yes, that really was for me. I really sent you blah, 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 whatever the gift was. So then I went through everybody I sent it to, and I personally texted them from my personal number saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know I sent you a gift. It didn't come from my number, but that's really from me. And then after they redeem it, you'll get notification in your dashboard. In your dashboard, you can see who opened up the emails, who's like interacted with different things. And I'll show you a screenshot of my dashboard. But once they redeem it, you'll get an email notification like, hey, Amy redeemed your gift at the local Hive for the wings. So I can follow up with her and said, hey, did you enjoy the wings? So there's other ways to like check in with them. I've also sent them a personal message saying, hey, I just wanted to see if you've had a chance to redeem the gift I sent you from my own personal phone number. And then I've also have sent a message like, hey, and I'll show you an example, like we redeemed from the meat, I can't remember the store, but there was like option to get like flavored taco meat, beef sticks, or something else. I asked my client like, hey, I wanted to let you know I redeemed and I got the taco meat, because I also send the gift to myself, because one, sometimes I really enjoy what the gift is, and sometimes I'll add my husband to it and we'll go have like a little cheap date night too. So another way you can use it. But I've also shared my experience from that vendor, from the local business. So, and then you can reach out anytime throughout, depending on the situation. But these are additional touch points you can add in addition to what Lolo already automates.
Mm-hmm.
So on this slide, this just kind of gives you a highlight of the dashboard and the engagement. So you can see in the last 90 days, and I just pulled this, my engagement with the people I have on this campaign is 87%. You can see I have 39 contacts in there, and I have 34 engaged contacts and 209 interactions between the emails and the text messages. So I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a pretty high rate.
So this gives you, I blocked out everybody's last name, but this gives you an idea of some of the people on my campaign. You can see I'm one of the Angelas there, but you can see like how many attempts or how many times they've been on my campaign. So like Carlos at the bottom, he was a newer client and I've only sent him three of these. So you can see how many were delivered. You can see how many interactions. You can see my Angela, I'm the Angela with the 88 interactions, but you can see, you know, my client Brenda had 47 interactions over the 11 times I've sent her stuff. And now you can see my redemption rate isn't very high, which is fine because it's about the touch. I mean, obviously I'm still offering value, but it's about the touch of reaching out and, you know, being top of mind, like Amy said in the beginning. So this is also in the dashboard here. That's my contact information if anybody has any questions. This is also in the dashboard here. So you can see the different campaigns that have gone out, how often I've done it. You can kind of see it's roughly quarterly. And then how many interactions, how many gifts were redeemed. I can click on, like if I were to click on the wings at the Hive, I could click on that and I could see actually on the previous screen, if you click on the person, like if I were to click on Adair at the top, which this isn't a live screen, but if I clicked on Adair, I could see how many times she's opened up the email, how many, I don't think they could see how many times they read the text messages, but I could see how many times she's reading the email, which is kind of cool if you want to go in and look at that. So on the next screen, this just kind of shows an outline of all the different gift campaigns, all the different interactions. You can click on that and it'll show you how many times they've gotten emails and stuff from them. But so you can kind of see like, what is that one? The 22.
That's a popular one. Dessert at Craft Irvin.
Yeah, they closed, I think, by the way.
Oh.
But so it's kind of interesting to kind of see the data behind, you know, in the dashboard. So in total, you have at least 5 automated touches from Lolo, and you have an opportunity for 3 or more personalized touches from yourself. So that's 8 touches over the course of the 2 months that the campaign is running.
Yeah, so 5 a month if you do nothing. And then like Angie said, she takes it to that next level and gets 8 touches. 8 total, so 3 additional touches on top of that.
So this just gives you an example of what the digital delivery looks like. So if you were to, this is the text that it says Eric Lane sent you a gift for whatever the business is, and then they click this link, and when they click the link, then it opens up this. screen on the left. So you can see like you've got a sandwich at this place, a sandwich or half sandwich and a soup and salad. And then they would click view my gift. And then they literally just show at the business on their phone, and the business will tap their phone to redeem the gift. I didn't include a picture of that, but that'll kind of show you what that looks like.
And then at the bottom here, you can see this would be your branding. So like Angie uploaded her headshot and it's got her phone number and that's the little message in it as well.
Yeah, if you click the next screen, I have a screenshot from one that I've sent out.
Go.
So this one was the last campaign that just went out. This is a text message that says Angie Albertson sent you a gift. And then when you click it, this is kind of what shows up. I had to kind of do it in two things, but you know, my headshot is here, my contact information. This gift expired. I didn't get to the Hive this month, but this was my account. But you can kind of see, like, it kind of gives them the information about the business, where it's at, have them follow them. But it's all done for you. Who doesn't like that? So on the next one, this is the meat place. What's it called? I can't remember.
Country
Village Meat.
Yes.
So this particular one, they had like taco meat you could get bacon, like flavored chicken breast or snack sticks. So this was one that I used to personally reach out to some of my sphere. I think on the next slide, it might show some messages. So this actually is an email showing how it looks when you get a redemption email. So it said, I covered up because it gives you their contact name and number. I hid that, but it kind of tells you like, hey, Amy Stack with her phone number redeemed the gift at Village Meat. So then I reach out to them and say, hey, what'd you end up getting? So here, Angelo, I said, I saw you redeemed your gift at Country Village Meats. I was curious what you ended up getting. We're cooking up the taco meat tonight. And so he replied back. My clients on the middle one, they got the Hive wings. And I said, hey, I saw you redeemed your gift for the wings today. And here's what she said. Hi, I brought them home. I'll eat them tonight. I know I will enjoy them. You are famous there. I said I had a gift certificate, and they said from the realtor. Thank you again. It was so very thoughtful. Can I tell you, she was only like the second person that redeemed that, but she thinks I'm famous at this restaurant. So it's just kind of funny. Like,
think about the ones that like that craft shop that had 22 redemptions. If they keep coming in and showing Angie, like that's a way you can go build a relationship with the business too and potentially get referrals from them because now they know that you're supporting them.
Yeah. And then the one on the right, I just texted, this is my daughter's golf coach. I said, hey, I forgot to tell you, you should stop in, you know, like just as a reminder, even though they get their own reminder. I know he said he's very bad about getting out and redeeming these, but you know, it doesn't hurt to like reach out and give another touch. So a few ways that you can use this program is obviously you can use your VIPs. I was on one of another call and somebody said that they use this for a micro event. So they would put everybody on, I think they may have only had one area where they live, but like for me, I have lots of options. I could put everybody on one area and I could say, hey, come meet me and have dessert at the ice cream shop this week. And I'm going to be here this day and they can come and redeem the gift that I sent them and make it kind of a little micro event where they come and meet me and redeem the gift. You could use this as like a prize for whatever you want to use. You could use it for referrals. I put my VIPs and my referrals on there. You could do it to agents too, like add other agents. And like Amy said, I'm in the Chicagoland area. I had a client move down to Texas. I found the local area for them and I put them on a gift for Texas. And they thought that was so cool. And you can also use it to help grow your profit share tree. So there's a lot of different options and different ways that you can use Lolos in your business.
Yeah, I think that it was really cool to kind of brainstorm some of these ideas, and that micro event thing is huge because you get touch reminders already and then get that in-person face-to-face, and again you're in the business supporting local. So I think that's a really great way to do it. And we had talked about the VIPs earlier. And the prize winner could be like if you're doing a raffle or something to grow your database, you could have the prize winner get a year of free gifts from local businesses. Or if you do it quarterly, like Ange does, you could tell them that they'll get 4 gifts throughout the year to their local businesses, and that could be a fun little add-on for that. Or if you're and that would be to help grow your database if you're doing kind of like a reverse bold, if you're familiar with that idea. But you could also do it at an event that you're hosting, whether it's at that micro event that we talked about or a different event. That's like, hey, anybody that comes, like the door prize is getting on this Lolo list, so they get the gift every month. So that's kind of a fun way to do it as well, and it's less work on you to have to curate those those prizes and deliver them and all of
Yeah.
that.
And I think if you wanted to use it for people you haven't met, you could probably create a Google document, like a Google form, to have them fill out their name, their email, their phone number, their address, and then you use that to plug it into your database and then also to
Yeah.
upload it into Lolo and help grow your database and feed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Ange mentioned, she's got people that have referred business to her. So even if it's not necessarily a past client, but if it's somebody that's, a raving fan of yours, this could be a great way to reward them and make sure that you are staying top of mind so that they keep doing that great behavior that we love and giving us
Yep.
more contacts.
Yep.
And then I have seen people do it with growing their profit share tree. So whether that's it's if they're growing their downline and they want to reward the people or stay top of mind with their people in their downline, that's something I've seen people do. But also if people, again, this is kind of on the referral side, but sometimes people will not be interested in being in real estate themselves, but they love you and they know you're so good at it and they refer people to you to join your team or your company. So that is another way that you could reward them and thank them for those activities.
So I know a few other things that I had questions about when Amy first brought this to me. Amy, was I one of the first people that started using this after you shared it?
Yeah, I think so. You and like maybe 5 people right away
Yeah.
jumped in. Yeah.
So the nice thing is, okay, you have to have a minimum of 25 contacts each month. So I started out right around 25 contacts. As you can see, I've been doing this for a couple of years. I still only have 39 people because I put in my really high VIPs. And like I said earlier, you can cancel or skip as many months as you want. There's no contract, there's no obligation. I feel like I sound like an infomercial, but I really like this, and I've shared this idea with other agents in the market center. I see a couple people on here that I've talked to about, but nobody has like really knows about this. Like everyone's trying to figure out like gift ideas to give your VIPs in your sphere. So I really like that this is like you can try it out for a month or 2 months or whatever, and if you don't like it, then you don't have to keep it. You don't have to do it anymore. So Amy is amazing. And so right after we started using this, I think I signed up and she didn't have the discount in place. I was paying $1.75 per contact. Amy worked her magic and got us a discount. So now we're only paying $1.50 per contact. So what's $1.50 times
If you're doing it every single month, it's $18 a year per client. So this
for 25
is really,
contacts. So
yeah. So
yeah.
you have to have a minimum of 25 contacts to do the send, but you don't have to send it every month.
Yeah.
Now, if it is something you want to send every month, that's great. And it's 25 or more contacts. And because I was able to get us a discount, it's $150 per contact instead of $175. So I'll share that information on how to get that pricing for you as well. But this is something that's very like red light, green light. If you're familiar with that conversation in the budget model, there are times where maybe this month isn't the right month for you and you have to put a red light on it and not actually send it out. It makes it easy to do that. It's not like an annual commitment or anything. And there could be months where you're like, okay, I do want to send this out, but maybe I don't have the budget to send to 100, but I can afford 25 and I can pick those top clients and choose where I want that money to go. And then Kathy put in the comments 27 per month sound right. It'll be $1.50 per contact. So if you only have 25 contacts, let's do a little bit of math.
So for my 39 contacts, it's $58.50.
Yeah, so for if you're doing the minimum of 29 at the discount of $1.50, it's $37.50 a month.
You mean the minimum of 25? Minimum of 25.
What did I say? Sorry.
That's
Yes.
29.
25. To do a send. So it's a minimum of $37.50 to do one send a month to 25
Okay.
people.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
so
very
I feel like
flexible.
it's a great way to like kind of plug and play.
Yeah, and if you're looking to like add on that layer, if you were already considering paying for gifts for people, this is an extremely affordable way to do it. If you have never thought about adding in that extra cost, add this to your budget for next year if it's something you want to do. But make sure you have the money ahead of time to do it because you don't want it to feel like a takeaway either, and we don't want you to get in trouble spending money that you don't have to spend. We want you to be smart, fiscally responsible. And I see, oh, Kathy said, not bad, a lot less than Client Giant. Oh, I haven't heard of that one, but yeah, I'm glad that this is a better option for you.
So Gina asked, how do I see what gifts are in my area? Do I get to choose the gift that is sent out that month? To
Oh, she
answer
may
the
have missed
second
that part of the
question,
call.
what's that?
I said she may have missed that part of the call.
Yeah,
So,
to answer the second part of the question, you don't get to choose the gift that's sent out that month. Lolo's curates the gift by area for you. If you are in an area where you have multiple like gift areas, like us here in the Chicagoland area, you can move them around to gift areas super easy. And to how to see the gifts are in your area, you don't know what gifts are available until you get the email that the gift is prepping. So there's probably a way to go on Lolo's website to kind of see what gift they've done in the past.
there
It's been a
is.
long time since I've looked there to see.
Yeah, so they'll have things like if you go look at their website, sorry, I'm trying to get back to that slide. They have, I may have passed it. They have a page with like examples of all sorts of different gifts that they have. But they'll send you that email every month with what is coming up for each area. And then Kathy, you had a question, but the per month can be per quarter if you skip months. That's correct. So you have to have 25 contacts to send. You do not have to send it every month. You'll get the reminder email and you will just go in and you say, okay, I'm going to skip this month, and you'll be able to cancel it. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
so
don't have if you don't have 25 contacts a month, you'll get charged the minimum of 25 contacts.
oh, that's a great point. So if you do really want to send it and you just don't have 25 people you want to send it to, they will still do it. But you'll still pay the whatever I said that was, the $30 or so, $40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say one time I had canceled all the gifts for the month, and then last minute Lolo swapped one of the gifts for some reason, so it populated the people I had for that gift area back into my account. So I had like 5 people, let's say, and Lolo charged me for the minimum number, and I just contacted them. I said, hey, I wanted to skip, and this happened, and they just refunded me, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, if you only have less than 25, you'll get charged for the minimum. So I would just say keep 25 people in there. So if you do accidentally forget to skip it, then at least you're sending it to at least 25 people.
Yeah. All right. And for those of you that are interested, this is the QR code that will get you that extra 25 cents off a month. And you can actually sign up and register for the account without having to start the program. So if you want to do that to make sure you have that discount, you can sign up today and then choose later when you want to start running the campaigns.
You do have to input the partner code though, the social stack, because I had somebody reach out to me about that recently.
So I was going to put up, I saw some phones go up. Did everybody get it scanned that wanted to get it scanned? I see another phone here. Okay, I actually, you know what I'm going to do to make this easier is put this in the chat. So I just put the link in the chat as well, and I'm going to pull that up. I believe I set this up to, oops, I thought I made that a hyperlink in here. There we go. So that link is going to take you to this page here. And as you scroll through, you'll see that special savings screen. And how do I get started? There's the click here to create your account. And when you create it, there's going to ask you for a partner code, and you put in the social stack, all one word, all lowercase. And that's how you'll get that 25 cent discount per contact. So it's not a huge discount, but as you add more and more people, so Angie's at about 40 people, we're saving her $10 a month or $10 a send. So over a year, that's $40, right? And if you have 100 people or 1,000 people, obviously that adds up pretty quickly. And then let me go back to our presentation. Oops, let me refresh so I can actually put it on present mode. We're happy to answer your questions. I saw some come in, but I think we answered them as that happened. Come on, screen, finish loading. There we go.
You know, if they're
And
planning and adding places all the time or.
they are adding places. I put something in the chat. I'll go ahead and add that too. I wanted to pull this up because I think it was Gina that had questions about gifts. So these are just some samples of different areas. These are all over the country. And
I
then
know when they are adding an area, they
their local
want
ones.
you, there's a way to add in that you have somebody you'd like to add to a certain area, because I think they wait until they have a certain number of contacts before they officially add the area as a gifting area.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-put something in the chat that's directly from their FAQs. So they're always looking for new areas. They require a minimum of 500 contacts. So if you want to partner with other people that would have clients in that area, they want 500 contacts to be able to start the campaigning in that area and contacting those businesses. So
Kathy
I just
asked,
dropped that in the chat.
and then Kathy just asked, Angie, if you send for a year and no redemptions, do you take off the list the contacts for Lolo? Not always. And like I said before, it's more about the touch than it is anything else.
Right.
Just to be top of mind when people are thinking about like, hey, I have a realtor, or, you know, it's just, for me, it's all about the contact with them.
Yeah.
There are occasions where I will take people off and then I'll add new people on. Because if I kept everybody on there, then I'd be paying a lot more, and I'm trying to be aware of my spending and really treat my VIP people. So yeah, you kind of have to just pick and choose how you want to use it and what your budget is, and kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm. And Lolo does have like a short little kind of review video of the whole program. So that's what this is, this little recap video. If you care to scan that to save that to your device so you can check it out later, feel free to do so. I got one more thing for you to scan. Feel free to keep asking questions, but if you could do me a favor and scan this feedback survey to let us know your thoughts about the class. I would love to hear that to see how we can improve this for the future as well. Or if you loved it as is, then great, less work for us. But I do, unrelated to Lolo, everybody that fills out my feedback survey, I do have a 75-day social media challenge through AI. So if you fill out the survey, I will go ahead and send you that as well as a little perk as a thank you for filling that out. So while you guys are scanning that, feel free to come off mute and let me know, what did you learn today? What's an aha you had? Oh, and I see Gina, you said yes, you can still add the discount code. I've had several people do that. I'm not sure of the steps. You might have to reach out to them, but there are people that have signed up and then gone in and I'm like, wait, I have a partner code. Yeah. So what'd you guys learn today? Or was an aha you had?
I think the Lolo gift sounds great. I just wish it was in my area because now I'm just disappointed.
So I think that, well, and you've got what, like 3 offices kind of close together by you. So that might be something that we could all get together if you could get, enough agents to do it. I love that idea because they will add it. And I think that that's a need, and that would definitely, clearly nobody else in your area is doing it. So that would really set your offices apart.
Right. But I do appreciate all the info. And I think that is maybe who was at Mega Camp, because I talked to them and they weren't in my area. And so it was one of those like,
well,
but I think
it's
I think
only
it's really
20
cool.
agents that would be needed. If they stick to the minimum of 25 contacts, it's only 20 agents that we'd need to commit to it.
Yeah.
And there's 3-4 offices in your area. It's not just
right.
this. Yeah.
Right.
Obviously, if you have more contacts, you'd need less agents.
Right. But other ahas, I appreciate the how to use tags resource.
course.
That was helpful. And the ideas of ways you guys are using tags and just in general, how to use this program, or even if it's not this program, the Lolo gifts, you know, other
It's
ways you
something.
can do touches and
Yeah.
stuff is always helpful. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Melissa.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw a couple people said they were signing up already. We got some ahas. Is there anything that you guys want to put into motion this month, whether it's signing up and checking it out or just some other tip, like maybe the micro events or something that we talked about today? What are you going to put into action from that you learned from class today? Kathy said, oh, she learned low cost is worth the touches. Thank you. Yay. Thanks, Kathy. Gina said, I'm signing up today. Woohoo! Let's do hang on, wait for it. Yay! Exciting action taken. All right, perfect. Well, I know we've only got a couple minutes left. Kathy said she's filling out feedback. Yes, I know it's hard to fill out the feedback and talk at the same time. But did you have something you wanted to add? And we got a couple Kathys on today.
I think it was great. I think it's a great idea. I was just wondering, is South Elton in there, Elton area? Because I don't know.
Let me pull up my sheet here. I
think I have people in Fox Valley.
Evanston, Fox Valley.
I would cover it.
So in Illinois, it's Algonquin, far northwest, Barrington, Cary, Lake Zurich, Downers Grove, Edgebrook, Evanston, far northwest, Fox Valley, Frankfort, Orland Park, Glen Ellen, Glenbrook, Highland Park, Gold Coast, Hinsdale, LaGrange, Libertyville, Lincoln Park, Moline, Naperville, North Center, Northwest Suburban, Oak Park, Plainfield, Schaumburg, Yorkville. Those are the Illinois ones that
Oh,
are
that's
currently
cool.
up and running.
What if you have a business that you want to recommend to it that's all over the place?
Oh, that's a good question. Angie, there is something on their website about that. Angie, have you ever done that? I'll see if I can find it.
No, but it's crossed my mind also to have one of the small businesses in one of the towns I go to a lot, to see if that would be something that they'd want to reach out to Lolo to be included. Because I think it's great for the local businesses. Like, it brings in traffic. Hopefully people that are redeeming the gift are also like purchasing more. I think that's also part of the, perk for a business. But to be honest, I don't know how a business would go about being involved, but I'm sure there's something on the website.
I found it. I just put it in the chat. And there's some testimonies from partners that have already done it. And it says they've worked with over 8,700 independent local businesses. And then they've got, like I said, different testimonies from people that have actually participated in it. And there's a Learn How Lolo Works for the local businesses as well. So I'm sure you could share that page with somebody that you think would be a great partner for these guys too. Good question.
And I have to say, sometimes I'm excited when it's a business I haven't tried. I'm learning some new small local businesses to try. But I also get excited when it's a business that I already know and love. There was a local hot sauce place, and we love going there. So I was excited that they were included in on it. So like I said, I add myself and my husband sometimes because we like to go and redeem the gifts.
Yeah, well, and think about, Kathy, if you were able to connect a business with this program and then they start getting business from it, if partnering with local businesses is part of your regular lead gen, this could be a great way to drive some traffic to them and be a win-win for you, them, and then your client. Win-win-win. All the wins. And Lolo.
Yep.
Maybe that should be added to one of the slides, Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known them for years. It's the Karras family with all the village squires, rookies,
Yeah.
the Alexanders, all those places. So
Very fun.
that might be, they
Great
can
idea.
redeem all over the place.
Yeah, they
They're
could
usually
definitely go
pretty
into
open.
multiple areas for sure.
They're everywhere.
Reach out, try that, take that link I put in there and ask them if it's something they'd be interested in.
Go in and pick up dinner for the family.
Yes, definitely.
Dinner.
All right. Well, did anybody have any other questions? I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I know we're right up against the clock here.
That was great.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you. Thank you
perfect.
both.
Thank you all for being here. My next class will be on November 25th. I'll have a guest speaker for that one. It's going to be bulletproof your transaction. So we'll be talking about how to make great systems that you can replicate to give everybody that same high-end client service. And if you are planning on building a team or already have one, how to make sure that everybody is doing the same steps and giving the same quality service. So it doesn't matter who on the team the client is working with. So that'll be on the 25th. I almost said April 25th. That's not right. November 25th. And that'll be virtual too. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.